Today in our 2018 Jeep Cherokee, we're going to take a look at and also show you how to install the Roadmaster battery charge line kit for towed vehicles. Part number is RM-156-25. Now the vehicle charge line kit has a breaker in line, so as the power is coming back from our RV and running through, if our vehicle has a large demand or if it's drawing a lot of power through the wire, the breaker is going to separate. It's not going to allow it to overdo it. This just basically gives us a 12-volt power source that comes from our coach to our battery, allowing for it to be charged as we're traveling down the road. That way when we get to our destination, we won't have to worry about a dead battery. Now the best time to get our wiring ran up to the front of the vehicle is going to be when we have the fascia off of our car. Now for the charge line kit, we need to run one wire up to the plug on the front of our vehicle. So you'll want to make sure you're using a 6-pole style plug. I'm going to be combining this with the tow vehicle wiring that we're going to be putting in. So we'll just tape it a couple times to that. That way we can just run it as one piece. Now the first, 12 inches, 18 inches, I like to tape up just to keep everything pretty nice looking behind the grill of the vehicle. We'll just run that down beside our radiator and then in behind our bumper here. That'll have it over here, so when we put our fascia back on, we'll just pull that through so our wires will be sticking out. Now you just want to put a couple of zip ties on your wires there just to keep everything from moving around, and of course avoid any sharp edges or heat sources that might cause damage. Now as you know, we ran our wire up behind our fascia while it was still off. The best mounting location it looks like is going to be right underneath this panel, so we're going to get it pulled off. You'll just want to remove the same 12 pushpin fasteners you did when you took off your fascia the first time. We'll just get that set aside for now. You can see that's going to clear out this location here. Got a nice flat piece of steel. So just set our breaker in place there. We're going to use the provided self-tapping screws, the 5/16 inch bit driver, and get that secured in place. And we'll pull the slack out of our red wire there, and we'll want to trim it off close to the silver stud. We'll want to strip that back just a little bit, add on one of the smaller diameter ring terminals that come with our kit. Now we can take the nut off of the silver stud that has the lock washer attached. Place our ring terminal over, then re-secure it. Now we'll use our 3/8 and just tighten that nut down. We don't really need to over tighten it, but you do want it to be secure. Now we'll take the other end of our red wire and strip it back. And place our second small ring terminal on. Get it crimped down. Now I'm just going to feed the other end of that wire underneath our windshield washer reservoir, just to kind of keep it hidden and out of the way, and it's going to go on our copper stud. Now we can get that nut secured down as well. Now if you go underneath the corner of your battery here, you can feed that wire on back, and we're going to bring it up right with our positive battery cable. Once we have our slack pulled out of our wire, I like to use a couple zip ties. We can zip tie it right off to the positive battery cable. And then if they ever need to change out the battery, it'll come off with it rather than having to fight it or remove extra zip ties. We'll measure out the length of wire we need, trim it off, strip it back. This time we'll add on our larger ring terminal. Now we can use a 10mm socket, and we'll remove the nut off of the stud. Place our ring terminal on, and then re-secure it with the nut. Now we can get our panel put back in position here. Just want to line up your holes, put your pushpin fasteners back in, and that'll have that down out of the way and protected. With everything back in place, that's going to complete our installation of the Roadmaster charge line kit for towed vehicles, part number RM-156-25 on our 2018 Jeep Cherokee.
Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at Etrailer.com, and leave us a comment if you have any questions.